Before we get into this video, I want to make sure that you're aware that this is my first time trying to oven bake a wild pig. I'm more of a barbecue slash smoke pit kind of guy. I'm trying different things, trying to bake it in the oven. Also, my wife doesn't really like the gamey taste of animals that I kill, so I try everything I can to try to get more of the gamey taste out whenever I do cook wild game. I think it was really successful in this video, which you'll see. This was definitely another example of the wild pig tastes just like pork you bought from the store when it was all said and done. It came out really well, I think. At the end of the video, I'm going to post my summary on my thoughts, things that I might have done differently or thought I should do differently. So without further ado, well, let's go watch the video. So what I'm attempting to do today is cook a wild piglet. It's quartered, it's cut up, and I have it in, see that's the leg there, got the loins, the ribs. I'm gonna just cook the whole thing, oven roast it. It's been brining for 24 hours. I ran out of ice, and I want to really do this video to show people, okay, this is my first time ever doing this. No clue what I'm doing. Really, I just read online some things, how to do it, how to brine, how to oven roast it. I'm a barbecue guy myself, so I've never really fooled with the oven too much, but I wanted to give it a try something new, and go through this, what I'm doing step by step, and you can tell me in the comments if you think I should have done something different, which I'm sure I should along the way, or what I did right. I'll tell you one thing that I definitely, like I said, didn't do right is I ran out of ice. So I wanted to do, this has been 24 hours. This is water, ice. I put a bunch of these ice packets to keep it going. Everything online says to swap out the ice until it's clear. Obviously that's not going to happen for me. I don't have enough ice. If I swap this out, it's not going to be cold water. This is freezing cold water right now still, even after 24 hours sitting in here, but I have no more ice. So, and I'm about to cook in a couple hours. And so anyway, it's water, it's lemon juice and vinegar and salt. Don't know exactly how much I put in here. I would say it's about, in this little ice chest here, about a half a can of salt I put in here. I put in about a cup of lemon juice, and then I put in about a half a cup of vinegar, roughly. So that's what's going on here. Do you agree with what I'm doing here? I don't know. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. We're about to find out. Alright, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to just take all the pork out of here. I'm going to just set it on this tray, let it drip dry a little bit. The ribs. Little back strap. Tell it's a little bitty piglet. Look at that little back strap. Another leg. Little fillets. I should have 2 little fillets in there. That, if you're not familiar, that comes off the inside of the rib cage of a wild boar, wild deer, same thing. The tenderest part of it. Some people forget to cut that out, and if you're curious, I did kill this myself. So what I'm going to do after this is I'm going to let this drip dry a little bit, and then I'm going to take it and put it on a dish towel and pat it dry with paper towels. Alright, my drink of choice while making this is going to be 3-Roll Estate Red Stick Cinnamon Rum. This is made right in Baton Rouge. It's a Louisiana rum. It's very tasty. We're going to be drinking this with a little Coke. Measurements be damned. But cinnamon gives it a nice little kick. Alright, now we're going to attempt to get all this meat kind of dried up. And again, I don't know how many times I might say it during this video, but usually barbecue things, I don't really oven roast them. Wanted to try this out. Try new things, right? That's how we learn. So, we'll see how it comes out, and please leave comments, let me know. Alright, we're just going to get a bunch of paper towel now and make sure it's nice and dry. And I think what I'm going to do is And again, I've read a couple things online here and there. There's no real consistency. I think people get scared of wild pork because I think it's trichinosis that they carry sometimes. But if you cook it to the proper temperature, you shouldn't have any issues with that at all. Just make sure you cook your pork thoroughly, be it wild or from the store. So one of these cubes does 2 cups. I'm going to do 2 cubes in 4 cups of water. Turn it on and get it to a boil. I like to break them up a little bit so that they'll dissolve easily. I'm going to use this as kind of a basting. I'm going to just keep continuously basting the pork. Here's the pan I'm going to use. It's got a little rack inside of it. And I'm going to put the chicken broth on the bottom of it. Next, I'm going to cut some garlic into slits. Just going to crush them down like that. Cut some of these up a little bit here. A little more manageable pieces of cutting them up, but I'll cut them about that big, which you can kind of see. That's about the size. This baby's starting to boil, so I'll come mix in. While you seems to be when you're cooking, things happen fast if you try to do it all at once. And this is ready. I'm gonna take that off the heat and let it sit. Here we go. So let's just put a little slit in there. Put this garlic clove in there. Slit, clove, slit, clove. I'm gonna do this, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe 15, 20 little pieces in each one. Okay, I'm going to set this low because I want to slow cook it. So let's preheat it. I want to do 150. Okay, my oven only goes down to 170, so I guess what, guys? 170 it is. Okay, what I'm gonna do here, let's I'm gonna just put the rest of these garlic pieces in here. I'm actually gonna turn this back on, just low. I don't know why. I think that'll be good. I'm just gonna turn on low, put the rest of these garlic pieces in here. Get that garlic flavor in the broth. I hope I have a turkey baster here. I don't even know if I own one. Let's just put a little kosher salt on here. Oh, too much. A little kosher salt, just sprinkle it on there. Black peppercorn. Let's do that. And I think by doing it in the pan, get some of that salt and pepper down on the bottom as well. So I think that'll be good for the flavor of the broth. For this next part, I'm just gonna try some different things. Let me just make up some kind of seasoning here. It's about a half a tablespoon of thyme, 1 tablespoon of parsley flake, half a teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of garlic powder. Garlic powder, just do a 1/4 teaspoon. Just a little less than a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne. Let's just mix all this up together nice and even. Just kind of sprinkle it on. That's how you do it, right? You can't read everything online. Although you're watching this online right now, so I don't know what that means. I think it's good to read a couple of things, watch a couple of videos, and then do your own thing. So I'm gonna rub this in real nice. I'm just gonna pour this in the bottom of the pan here. Oh, facing it away from you. I need a little more than that. It's not really filling the bottom of that pan, unless I made a mistake. Is this a 2 cup? Ah, it's a 2 cup. That's what happened. Okay, it's no problem. That'll get hot. Just gonna pour that in there. It's a happy little accident. So I'm gonna put the ribs in right now with the legs. I'm gonna cover it in foil. So I have my temperature probe here. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the thickest part of one of these pieces. Again, want to make sure that internal temperature is, we're gonna shoot for 145. There we go. This other probe in the ribs. So we actually don't own a baster. My wife's at Target right now though, so she's gonna pick some up. She's gonna pick one up, but I'm gonna do it kind of hard way here first. She should be back in time for whenever we have to rebaste it. Get this thing closed up. Alright, so the ribs are sitting at 104 and the legs look like they're sitting at 97. Oh, it's been about 40 minutes. I want to get these things basted a little more. And I think I'm going to go ahead and throw in the fillets. I'm trying something new. Now that we actually got a baster. There we go. That makes life easier. Okay, I decided to bump it up to 200 degrees. It's taking a little time. Plus, after it's been about an hour of cooking, we're at 119 on the thick pieces. Let's see, the ribs are at 116. So actually, they're not that far off. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the back strap and fillets in there now, because it looks like no matter what size that they're kind of cooking about the same rate. So I threw the fillet and the back strap on the edge here. I'm gonna baste them. Throw that in there. It's about 2 hours in. I'm gonna rotate them, flip them, that I can be basting the other side, because I'm not really basting the other side. I think actually that might be a game changer. Actually, on the ribs, the basting is going to just sit inside of them. At the 2 hour mark, you just see me baste it. This is what the temperature is on the rib. This is what the temperature is on the meatier leg portion. There's no rhyme or reason behind this. 135 degrees. Enjoying using this algae oil instead of olive oil. Baste everything in an algae oil here, and I'm gonna put it on a broil, all experimental. So we'll flip it. Let's go ahead and set our oven to broil. All that. Flip this. Flip you. All right, algae oil all over you. All over you. Okay. Just say let me know in the comments, and I've said it more than once already, but seriously, I would like to know, because I have no idea if this is a good thing, a bad thing, if it should work. I'm just going off of what kinda know. I just set it on broil for a couple of minutes. I don't know if you can see. It's kind of bubbling. So hopefully that crisps up the outside of it. We're about to take it out and find out. Piece out of it. Ooh, very soft. That's good. Tender. Sprig up. I think it's good. Let's see if you like it.
Good.
Good?
Tastes like a tender pork chop.
Alright, so after cutting into it, it looks like the center is still on these thick pieces a little pink. We're going to put that back in. But so if you have some thicker pieces, the internal temperature said it was right. It was 145. The rest of the pieces are pretty good though. All the smaller pieces came out perfect. And then the outer edge of it is still pretty good too. I kicked it up to 350. I'm gonna let it sit for 30 minutes in here at 350 to try to get it to the cook to the center. It hasn't quite hit 30 minutes, but at 350 degrees, I'll put it back in, try to get it to where it's not so pink in the center. Let's see. The taste is good. The basting and the way it tastes is very, very good. So that part came out good, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, hitting it for a little longer, that's much better when it comes to pork. I don't want to take a chance. Yeah, that's good. So, that's the journey. I think this came out really well. My wife and I both enjoyed the taste and it was not gamey at all. As you can tell from the video, I used a lot of garlic. If you're not a huge fan of garlic, I would recommend not putting it in the broth, but still put it in the meat itself. Cut the slits, put it in the meat, but don't put it in the broth. It was really garlicky. Also, after looking at how pink the meat came out in the end on the thicker pieces, I think I probably should have shot for a little higher internal temp, maybe 150, 155 degrees. Looking back at the video, I also noticed I was trying to record and baste at the same time. So in that process, I think I had the oven open for, maybe 5 minutes at a time. I think in the future, I would take the pan out, put it on top of the stove, and baste it, then put it right back in the oven. Close the oven really fast, get it out, put it back in. Because I think I lost probably a lot of heat over that time period when I had that oven open. At 170 degrees at a slow cook, I'm sure that hurt it a little bit and slowed down the process. I think overall, this was an extremely successful method of cooking wild pig. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe for future videos of me trying to cook new things, as well as document some of the items that I'm already seasoned at. I also delved into the world of small batch beer making. I have a couple videos of that posted right now, and I have more to come, so if you're interested in that, hit subscribe so you catch the next cooking video or brew day video.